Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Simply Shaunte with me, JaLisa Shaunte. So happy to have you here for another episode. This is our first episode where we are having some video to add it to our podcast. So if you are listening to us on any other platform other than YouTube, feel free to go ahead and check out the YouTube as well. The link is listed below. So, yes, this month and this week, we are so happy to have a guest with us here today, artist Dastorm, born and raised in West Philly. And we're going to chit chat with him about, his music, what motivates him, and his hopes for the future. But before we get to that, I have something very special I would like to talk about. It is my son's birthday. February 15th will be my son Jaden's 12th birthday. Shout out to you, son. I just love you so much. Everything that I'm doing is to make sure that you have a great and wonderful life. I just love being your mom. You are like the best child. And I'm not just saying it because you're my child. You really are like the best child ever. And you just be doing so good. I'm just so proud of you, little boy. I love you so much. Yes, I love Jaden. That's my little boy. Jaden, he's growing up so fast. Like, he's really almost as tall as me. And he's just turned 12. I can't believe it. But I just want you to just keep growing. Just keep being successful, a respectable young man that you are. And if you don't remember anything else that I ever tell you, remember this, son. Jesus is real. He loves you, and so do I. Yes. Thank you so much for all of the love that y'all are going to show my son for his 12th birthday. We're going to have a good time and just enjoy. But now, let's get into today's episode of Simply Shaunte with me, JaLisa Shaunte, and let's go on to the interview. I resurrect through the birth of my daughter to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son. Live again. I resurrect through the birth of my daughter to raise men. We do have a guest this week, artist Dastorm.
Let's go.
I do have a quick story for you all. I'm gonna tell you how I met Dastorm. When I first started doing music, I was posting. I had only did a few shows, and some stranger for real, they started trolling me. And I was like, dang, I woke up, I was like, dang, I was not expecting that. Like, wow, crazy. But amongst that negativity, there was some positivity. Dastorm, he left some positive messages right under that. And I truly appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. When I started this podcast, I wanted to do interviews, and I figured I'd start with you because, sometimes we all need a little extra positivity. And I just really appreciated that for real, because I started focusing more on the positive comments that people would leave versus the negativity. So I definitely appreciate you coming on today. Welcome, artist Dastorm.
Thank you. I absolutely appreciate that. I'm so glad to be actually honored to be the first one to come on their podcast as the live interview.
Thank you.
Also very honored to be a part of the Black History Month segment. I checked out the first segment. It was very educational. To be following up the likes of Missy and some of the other artists that you dropped in the other Black History podcast is more than an honor. And just to, before we jump into it, because music is something that we should all have a chance to express ourselves through, or just life in general, and just wanting to put our artistic expression out there the way that we want to. So anybody that's trying to be an artist, that's even giving it the having the courage to jump out there and do what you love to do, I always give people their props. And I mean, between you and me, even looking back, even though it was 2-3 years ago, your talent was. I thought you were a dope artist anyway, just from my personal interpretation. But but even if not saying that music is very subjective. Everybody likes who they like and doesn't like who they don't like. So I wouldn't tell anybody, that they have to like or dislike anybody artistically. But, as you were saying, you don't need to get on and bash people and things like that. And honestly, you choosing this platform and you expanding your artistic vision and bringing your music and creative side to the podcast side and to the interview side. Anything that I can do to jump in and help you out and make it happen.
Thank
Hey,
you
man, I'm
so
here for it. Let's
much.
go. Let's
Thank
go.
you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
For sure.
So I did, want to ask you a few questions, let the people know a little bit more about you. So first of all, where are
Right,
you
right.
from? Where are you from for the people
All
who
right.
don't know?
Born and raised in West Philadelphia. Um, Most of my life in a regular school system.
Hmm.
Regular West Philly kid, getting in and out of stuff, and the music. To be totally honest with you, right now, as an adult male raising young men, it was my solace. It kept me out of a lot of bad situations. I was
Right,
in one of the
right.
rougher neighborhoods, so suffice to say that people know how bad certain areas of Philly are now,
Hmm.
even some areas in Jersey. I believe that you're down there in Virginia, so like we
Yes.
know certain areas have a bad reputation and just have a bad way about them.
Hmm.
Not saying negativity as in the people that live there. I'm just saying, sometimes our situation is what it is. As a very
Facts.
young man, I was around some of the rougher of my peers, and that was
Hmm.
kind of my way to separate myself. And it kind of made
Right.
me stand out, and it kept me out of a lot of trouble. I was a little
Hmm.
wild and high strung and super energetic, but there was a lot of pitfalls and a lot of opportunity for me to go down the wrong path and for me to get into things that I shouldn't be getting into. And
Right.
by the just by being so blessed to have the talent and the musical ability, it took me places that I couldn't have gone early in my young
That's
teenage
wonderful.
life that
Hmm.
I wouldn't have never been able to see or do or accomplish or achieve. And so, it was really being in West Philly was a blessing and a curse because
Hmm.
a lot of the people that I had the opportunity to meet and work with in my earlier days and my younger days, they were the connections that got me in the musical situations that I was in. So,
Right.
um, I can't be mad at the fact that I had a kind of, tough upbringing and I was
Hmm.
came up in one of the rougher neighborhoods because the networking and the opportunities to become the musical artist and the inspiration for a lot of the music that I make, I owe to everything that I've been through, to be honest with you.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Yes, indeed. So, what got you started in hip hop? Like, what were your early influences when you first started?
But more specifically, the thing that got me into hip hop as an art because I always loved music.
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of us share the story. Growing up as kids, mom playing R&B music in the house. My dad was a
Hmm.
DJ, and when I was 4 or 5, my dad would actually DJ cabarets when I was
Oh wow.
little, 3 or 4 years
Hmm.
old. So he would have all of the records in the house, and he would actually be practicing his DJing. So I was at a very young age, 3 or 4 years old. I would
Wow.
like the Beatles songs and a lot of the Spinner
Hmm.
songs. I would know those songs by heart. So they would have me as like a I don't want to say parlor trick, but like to entertain our family and stuff, I would sing the
Hmm.
songs and you know what I'm saying? Like, but my music memory was always uncanny from a very early age. I always had such a deep love and affection for music. And once I'm a little older than a lot of the people who are into hip hop now, so I was there at the inception. I'm not
Hmm.
quite 50, but when hip hop started hitting the radio and at its birth, when it became in the commercial art form. Not that it is now, but when Run DMC first hit the radio, when Sugar Hill
Right.
Gang
Right.
first came out, Planet Rock, I was there for that. I heard those in first and second grade.
Oh
So once
wow. Oh
I
my goodness,
heard,
that's awesome.
yeah, when I heard that
Uh
type of
huh.
music, it totally took me over.
Change your
That's the
life, huh?
right, I never heard um 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 the break beats and the way that they put
Right.
everything together, it just like totally took me over. And because they were using so much of the old music that I grew up on to
Hmm.
sample it and to loop it, I had an automatic attraction to it. So in the '80s, in the early '80s, well, 85, '86, I was not quite a teen yet, but I was
Hmm.
deeply, deeply into the the very roots culture of hip hop, the Run DMCs, the Curtis Blows, and I mean the way that they would make the words rhyme and put them all together. And I mean I can still quote some of the first like the Sugar Hill Gang rhymes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I already had an instinct that I kind of had an affection for this type of music. What made me fall
Right.
head over heels in love with the art of hip hop was this the second generation of that. The
Mhm.
next iteration, I would say, with KRS One and Big Daddy Kane, but my ultimate favorite was Rakim Allah, the God of Rap Syllable, when he came in and reinvented the style of
Mhm.
lyrics and rhyming with a 4 count bar count and putting the words inside the syllables and making it an actual musical art form, my mind just kind of instantly took to it. So when I would
That's
mimic his
awesome.
rhymes and I would be able to repeat their rhymes verbatim
Mhm.
as 9, 10, 11 years old on the schoolyard, that made me super popular. I was like, a
Right.
hit
Right.
of recess. And so at first it was just the attention and the attraction that I could do this, but then I started realizing like, I can really do this. I wonder
Yeah.
if I can write words the way these guys write words and express themselves, and that became a challenge to me. So at a very young age, 11, 12 years old, I was attempting to write rhymes and mixing in my rhymes with the rhymes that were on the radio and
Mhm.
testing the waters that way. And when I found out that I could actually write a song myself, like it wasn't it was maybe a 11, 12, 13-year-old version of what a hip hop rap was at that stage in my life, but it was a
Right.
great accomplishment for me, great achievement for me, and that kind of lit the fire for me to continue to create and write different rhymes and just to grow my style and things. But that was the inception. I'm hearing those timeless artists who kind
Mhm.
of, I would say, I believe that I can say without any type of trepidation, kind of reinvented what hip hop is now, because if we
Right.
are honest with ourselves, taking nothing away from the pioneers, because I mean, without the Cool Hercs and those guys, we wouldn't have hip hop.
Mhm.
Tito Rock, those guys invented what hip hop is. So they are the basis of what all of us are. MC Shan, these guys, but the next tier of it
Mhm.
made it push the next level, the next level, the next level until what we had today. So that was my era. That was what kind of gave me the spark to start wanting to create and invent and find a different style. So I was fortunate enough to be in one of the greatest eras, in my opinion. I'm being very biased because that was my golden era, but one of the greatest eras of hip hop writers of our time, and
Mhm.
that's what inspired me to try to mimic what they do.
And where do you think hip hop is headed for the future generations? What do you think it's going to be like?
Right. The easy way to answer that question is to get on my soapbox and say I don't like this on the radio and blah blah blah. But being a young man at one time, and
Mhm.
as I said, being somebody who's raising young men, my Junior is a hip hop artist himself. I
Oh wow.
executive produced one of their songs. They have a song out right now that we're trying to move through the channels, and we're
Mhm.
working on a project for them. So
That's awesome.
I have to be able,
That's
um,
right.
um, artistically, and just being a dad
Mhm.
and an African American male that's in this culture and in this music, to be able to feel both sides of it, to be able to relate, to be able to hear them, because I
Right.
want them to be able to hear me. I can't just
Mhm.
say, listen to what I'm saying, or watch what I'm doing and not give them the same type of attention and type of empathy. So
Right.
the
Right.
state of hip hop music right now, I believe, is directly tied to the state of us as a culture between older
Mhm.
and younger. So if they're lost and have a message that's not feasible and misguided, it's only
Mhm.
because we led them down the dark path and we're not stepping in to say that, why do y'all feel this way, or we understand your pain, or you have.
Right.
First of all, let me state this, that everybody, as I said when we first got on, has a
Mhm.
message that
Mhm.
deserves to be heard.
That's right. That's
Not
right.
saying that I agree with everything that
Mhm.
everybody says on music, because it is certainly subjective. And
Mhm.
because we all have the right to be creative in a way that we think is best possible,
Right.
um, there are different categories of that because, Jaleesa, there are people who want to get into music to make money, and we can
Mhm.
say as artists, y'all shouldn't do that. But if somebody says that they want to play professional basketball to make money to take care of their family, we don't say no. Don't play basketball
Right.
for that. Play basketball because you love the game. You
Right.
have to
That's
have a
true.
love of the
That's
game to
true.
make it to the level to play professional basketball. So I think that we should kind of give our young people, and by saying young people, I'm not against standing on a soapbox. I'm including
Mhm.
anybody who's younger than myself. You
Right.
and the
Right.
younger generations, you have a young man that you're raising. All, from
Mhm.
him to you to me to even the people that's older than me. I think that we all need to be able to hear each other and
Right.
listen to each other's message and vision. So
Mhm.
today's hip hop is today's youth's message and vision. It's how they feeling. It's what they're
Right.
going through. So if we
That's true.
shut that out, we shut them out. My son,
Mhm.
and I have four sons, so they all listen to different music. Some of my
Right.
sons listen to music that's not established or on the regular radio stations. Like one of my sons, he listens to Heat. My other son listens to like the underground NBA and all of them. I have an
Mhm.
older son that listens to Jay Z. Um, their music tastes are all over the map, but
Right.
because I may not play it myself, I never discount it. So I think that the
Mhm.
state of music in hip hop right now, financially doing excellent, and that's another matter because that's
Mhm.
a corporate thing.
Right.
But at the same time, we just got done discussing about how I got into the love of the music when it was just people spitting on cardboard boxes, and these guys were
Mhm.
making $500 a record. So
Right.
we can't discount that these young people are winning Grammys, doing
Mhm.
Super Bowl shows, doing commercials, getting major sponsorships. That is
Facts.
a hat off. That
Facts.
is a salute. I am so
Mhm.
proud of
So
our young
true.
people for breaking those barriers. And at the
So
same
true.
time, I want us as a community, as a culture, to understand that some of this is music, but most of
Mhm.
this is feeling, emotion, is expression. So the culture and the music is interrelated. We have great music. We have the same way that some of us have our good days. We have our
Mhm.
days and we just want to, throw our hair in a ponytail and be ratchet. I mean, that's us as a
Mhm.
culture. I think it's a full
Very true.
expression of us as a culture. And if you
Very
know your
true.
youth and you know your people, you can pick out the parts that's culture. You can pick out the parts that's
Mhm.
there's a space for entertainment. There's a space for partying. And again,
Very
everybody's cup of
true.
tea is not the same cup of tea. Some people like
Mhm.
green tea. Some people like the chai tea, and some people like peppermint.
Mhm. You right
My
about
belief,
that?
honestly, I think we should have it all. I, I believe that we can have it all with balance, but
Mhm.
I believe that balance is definitely the key.
Right.
So
Right.
the state of today's music is absolutely it's phenomenal financially. It's phenomenal opportunity wise. We have the
Mhm.
internet. We can be independent artists. Our young people are so brilliant and computer savvy and can make can grab a beat off of YouTube, do a dance, do 8 bars
Facts.
and make a hit. But at the
That's
same
right.
time, we have to remind them that you have to be doing it for the reason that you're doing it for, and don't get lost in the money or the
Right.
glitz or the glamour. So I like it's multi-level and multi-tiered, of course.
Mhm.
But to try to give you a straight answer about it, because some things are it's just not regular black and white. It's black,
Right.
white, and gray.
Right.
But
Mhm.
such a loaded, I mean, such a very deep and insightful question. I had to give you a full 360 answer because I think that that's a subject that a lot of artists today miss.
Mhm.
Definitely a lot of the older artists. They feel that they don't get their just due from
Right.
a lot of
Right.
these younger artists. And on now because we're fully independent and are kind of we're making music because we want to make music because we want to
Mhm.
spread a message. And nobody's kind of telling me what to write or us what to do or what to
Right.
say.
Right.
But I can understand when people are trying to feed their family, and they have an image, they have a message, and they're trying to get their image out, and they're trying to use their message, and hey, like I can't tell people how to run their business,
Right.
or how
Or
to
live their
speak their
lives.
truth.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I can be open to all of it. I'm open
Right.
to all of it, and I'm very cannot be at all dismayed, upset, or angry.
Mm-hmm.
Our youth or our future in today's music
Mm-hmm.
is our youth standing up and speaking their truth to the world.
Right.
I'm very enlightened and inspired
Mm-hmm.
to be able to leave hip hop with this generation. I think they're going to do great things.
Now, how do you feel about maybe some of the lyrics from this generation, like being used for like trials potentially? Like
Right,
that's
right,
just
right,
wild. It's so
right,
crazy.
right, right. That's
Whether it's true, false, we don't know, but they're trying to use it.
right, right. Now, let me answer this by saying first that your topics are excellent, and really
Thank you.
deserve the
Thank
type of
you.
answers that the topics that you thrown out there should have. And we can, like I said, cherry pick and say,
Mm-hmm.
to use the young thug situation and this and that. But I mean, if you want to be literal, and I've heard this, I definitely am stealing this quote from I don't know who. So whoever first said this, I'm giving you all your credit. Don't come after me later on. But I really am. I'm a lover of all music,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I listen to all music.
Me too.
So Johnny Cash absolutely makes a song about killing a man in Reno.
Right.
My favorite, I love one of my favorite bands of all time is Queen,
Oh
and I
wow.
mean like in Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean he says,
Mm-hmm.
"Mama, I killed a man." You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I put
Right.
I
Right.
put a gun to his head. I put a trigger, and he's dead. He talks about going to trial,
Hmm.
and they don't investigate that at
Right.
all. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so from a legal, logistical, practical standpoint, it is absolutely not a fair slate to say that your
Mm-hmm.
lyrics, that people should use your lyrics to investigate your lifestyle.
Right.
With
Right.
that being said, but with that, not cutting you off, my sister. But with that
Oh
being said,
no,
um, I think that we have a responsibility
you don't. Mm-hmm.
to know where we're at and know what's going on and know our climate and situation in life. And I also always tell my young black men and to be aware of your surroundings and the things that you're saying and doing, because I don't believe, and this is with all due respect to these young men,
Mm-hmm.
because I only want the best for them. I hope they all come home and continue to make great music, because they make great music. That's the worst. Honestly, that's the worst part about it, sister. That these young men were making great music and actually making legal
Mm-hmm.
money. So the fact that they're
Right.
legally in peril right now for something that they connected to their music is very distressing. So that going out first to the families and everybody involved. I hope these young men come home and beat
Mm-hmm.
these cases and are happy and healthy. All things considered.
Right.
But saying that this community, this society that we live in, will use things like this against our young men if they can. So
Mm-hmm.
I would think that we shouldn't have to advise them not to make records about crimes that you may be. First of all, my very first piece of advice, and the best advice I can give any of these young men, is if you have a chance to make legal money, please do not give them an opportunity to take it away by doing anything illegal. That would be my
Yes.
advice as a businessman, as a father, as a man
Mm-hmm.
of color who have lived in this world for well over 40 years. That is just not the best, most intelligent situation. That would
Right.
just be
Right.
my advice from man to man, to anybody who's in
Mm-hmm.
business, any color, any race, any situation. If you plan on doing crime, don't first of all don't put the real crime you're doing in your music, and don't commit crime while you're doing legal business, because your legal
Mm-hmm.
business will be in peril. If that lesson isn't apparent to the individual, Now, taking it off of um, staying on our subject, but
Mm-hmm.
staying off of these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Not talking about Thug or anybody else who ever been locked up for anything that's in their lyrics or that they connected to their music. I'm saying
Allegedly.
that right, right, as allegedly have been said to do any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that as an individual, just putting this out there, um, being in the public eye, being in the public sector, having yourself in situations, you should have somebody advising you to move smarter than that. That
Right.
that is the paramount bottom line on that. If these people can use your music to connect you to a real situation outside of your music, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
problems that are connected to music.
I know that's right.
So
I know that's
that's
right.
the bottom line. Like
Mm-hmm.
that problem and that situation isn't a musical situation because Fat Joe been rapping about what he allegedly has done his whole life and said I did
Right.
lie to 95% of the, and now some people are like, Fat Joe is a faker. But Fat Joe has never been indicted for selling anything or doing any crime
Right.
except tax evasion. And he admitted that he did that and said, I'll pay the feds and do my time. And he seems
Mm-hmm.
to be an honest man to me because he's making a lot of money that everybody knows. Like he's making a lot of legitimate money. So I'm
Right.
saying if these people are making millions of legitimate dollars, like out of where I came from and the situations I grew up in and the people
Mm-hmm.
that were in my neighborhood my whole life, you can't convince me that there's any reason or any situation or any way that if I can make a legal dollar, that I'm going to run to an illegal situation. And that's just because of the things. Maybe everybody hasn't been through the things that I've been through, and
Mm-hmm.
and the people that I've been around. We've been in certain situations where the only thing we want to do is be able to be legal, So
Right.
I can't sympathize. I can understand where
Mm-hmm.
people say that's not fair, that's not right. But as an intelligent, logical person, I can't really sympathize with that part because that's not a music issue. Like, you're asking me a music question because we're talking about musicians,
Right.
but we're
Right.
also talking about musicians who were trying to allegedly, who these people allege were living a double
Mm-hmm.
life. And the double life is the thing that they're coming after them about.
Right. Right.
They're not saying that we're trying to impede you because of your music content. They're
Mm-hmm.
saying that we're going to use your music content as
Against you.
evidence that you've done, allegedly, that you've done something outside of music to connect you
Mm-hmm.
to it. So, we have to make sure we draw that line because they
Facts.
saying that very loosely, just saying they as in the masses
Mm-hmm.
or the people who are talking in quotations, air quotes they. You understand what I'm saying, my sister.
Yes. Yes.
Um, they will try to make it seem like that's not a line, and
Right.
I'm drawing that line right here on your podcast, Miss
I
JaLisa
know that's right.
Shaunte,
Come
that
on with
there
it.
is a line. There is
Come
absolutely
on with
not
it.
a um thug rapper, not like that stuff. People make music, and
Mm-hmm.
those people live lives outside of the music that they make. So you
Right.
can hold those human beings accountable for the men that they are outside of the booth, but you cannot indict all musicians. You cannot indict all music. You can't tell me that every young man with dreads on that's singing this type of lyrics is a
Mm-hmm.
criminal. I'm not going to let them do that to us. We cannot let them do that to us. So I'm saying
Yes.
them indicting him that way, saying that this music is this type of music, that's false. I'm not going to stand for that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to sit here and
Mm-hmm.
let them say that our young men are murderers and killers and
Right.
all this and that because, you know, they make music about what they live through and go through and see every day in their life. We can't let them do that to us because that's
Mm-hmm.
marginalizing our young men's feelings. So I do have to make a stand on that because they try to blur the line sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I want to make a clear distinction that these young men are music artists and they're trying to use their music artistry, as you said, and their content, but they're not saying that their content makes them criminals. Well, no,
Right.
they're absolutely trying to paint the picture that their
Mm-hmm.
content makes them criminals, which indicts every other young man that's making that type of music. And I just don't think that that's fair. So that part, we definitely need to make a stand on.
I truly appreciate your your thoughts on this topic. You have just been telling us so much information, and I am just here for it.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm sorry.
like
You got me going. You got me
no,
going in that. I was
I
just trying to have like a
appreciate
nice
it.
little
No.
short interview, but yeah, like I'm passionate about certain things when it comes to. I mean, because like people like to give the cookie
Hmm.
cutter quick answer, and I mean,
Right.
sometimes it's about a brand, but I'm sorry, sometimes your brand has to be the truth, and
You're
that's
so
just
true about that.
the best
Yes,
thing for
indeed.
everybody, I believe.
Yes, indeed. So, where did you get your name from? The store. Where did that come from for you?
Okay, the storm is
Hmm.
actually a saying for a movement.
Okay.
I say that I'm the storm, but
Hmm.
I'm just a representative. If you envision a storm coming across your horizon,
Right.
and you see the lightning hitting, but it's never really one cloud. There's a cloud here, a cloud there. If it's a really bad rainstorm or a really bad snowstorm, is actually an accumulation of a bunch of clouds. So the storm, the DA is actually a play on words, is
Hmm.
the, but the way we speak is the.
Duh.
So
Uh-huh.
is
Right. Right.
the storm, and storm is slowly taking over through righteous movement.
Oh, I
So,
like that.
so as we are paraphrasing the slowly taking over through righteous movement. And when I say the storm is a movement, I'm saying I'm the storm, you're the storm, we are the storm. Anybody who's about um, living their life in a righteous manner,
Hmm.
being truthful, being honest, standing up for yourself. It's not just about music. We're starting very soon once we get all of this music. I'm really in the last 6 months, because we do follow each other on social media. We've been keeping up with each other.
Right.
I've been
Right.
definitely watching your moves and keeping you up with what I've been doing. I've been
Hmm.
getting super, super, super busy. So we just want to
Wonderful.
get everything tied up and finish up these projects and get everything locked in for the rest of the year, and
Right.
get some other things going. But we're trying to start a foundation, the Storm Family
Awesome.
Foundation, where we have youth
Hmm.
get into other projects and have people help us sponsor. So every artist that I meet, any crew that I do a show with, or anybody
Right.
that I've
Right.
ever even hung out with, if your vision is my vision, now it's our vision. I feel
Hmm.
like for so many years, because like I said, in the early 90s, we were deep into the music scene, and a lot of my friends signed deals back then. We were
Oh, wow.
like super super close to a deal, and this and
Hmm.
that happened, and I thought that was like the worst thing that ever happened in my life. And when I look back on it, I see so many people that were washed out by the industry. I see so many
Oh
people
my
that were
goodness.
disillusioned by music. I
Hmm.
felt like if I ever started making music again, and once my son started making music, and I said I need to be able to fully express myself. So when I
Hmm.
set off on this mission to create this movement, I said that first of all, my music content is going to be exclusively what I want it to be. So in order to
Right.
do that, I had to do certain things business wise to
Hmm.
where I can call my own shots, and that required
Yes.
a big, a lot of me putting on my business hat and diving
Hmm.
in and getting my hands dirty for about a good year, and then stepping back and saying, what do I want the concept to be, and then just dropping all of that. I flushed all of that crap down the toilet, and I said, I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna make music and talk about what I feel, how I live, what I
Right.
want to do, and as I started meeting people and having people uh, become a part of what we're trying to build.
Hmm.
Like I have two labels that I work with, in Philly, Global Creation Music and Soundfound Music Group. They have artists. We all are independent businessmen trying to build our businesses up, and we have kids and artists and families. So you got to think over the last, I say, 6 months, I've been traveling and meeting people, and I plan to
Wonderful.
continue to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
just like-minded individuals who say that
Exactly.
we need to form our own organizations, our
Mm-hmm.
own music groups, our own autonomy, and do whatever it takes to get good music out. Not for
Facts.
sales or not for glamour or glitz or anything, just because we can prove to everybody that we're doing what
Mm-hmm.
we want to do. So, I think that having that type of movement is makes it so much bigger than me, and they can slow me down, but they can never stop us.
That's
So
right.
as we
That's right.
continue to grow, and it's not, that's why I tell people, y'all can listen to the music, but join the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all about everything that we all have to say. I'm just expressing me.
Right.
But if
Right.
I'm expressing me and you expressing you and they're expressing them, and we're only talking about, I grew up in Philly. I live in New Jersey now. I've met so many great artists out here. Me and you are right now building something, and you're in Virginia. So all of these different places and people,
Mm-hmm.
we all have people that we feel deeply about. So I just feel that everything that we do, whether it's music or movies or anything that we can do to be in the public eye and make ourselves
Facts.
a part of this society that we have to be a part of anyway. If we can spread a little positive message, and if we
Mm-hmm.
can um, make something a little better today than it was yesterday. I mean, I know
Right.
it's a lot of people look at that now like, oh, that's a corny message and this and that, but you know, the world wouldn't be where it's at now without people just fighting
Mm-hmm.
on both sides. You can see a lot in the world that you don't like. You can hear a lot of music we were talking about earlier, like people like, I don't like a lot of the music that the youth is making. And I thought, and I listened to the music, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I see what they saying, but I got a perspective too. This is how you
Right.
feel, young brother? Let me tell you how I feel. And I wanted to do it in a way that if one of those young brothers in the industry happen to listen to a Storm song, they like, oh wow, this is a dude who's saying what he want to say because he want to
Mm-hmm.
say it. So that was very important to me, and I feel that I didn't expect that there were going to be so many people who felt the same way that I felt, and that's why I said, the storm is more than just music. It is actually turned into a movement, and I want everybody to make their own version of what the storm is to them.
Right.
I mean, because we all everybody that in one sense or another, one way or another, for their own purposes, their own way. If you on a righteous path and you moving in a righteous way, you're going to connect with other people who are
Mm-hmm.
moving that way.
That
So
is so
that's why I
true.
said it's going to take time. So but it's methodical. We
Mm-hmm.
always say slow motion. Slow motion is better than no motion. And
Facts.
you gotta remember, the turtle beat the hare. Well,
Mm-hmm.
right? The turtles
Mm-hmm.
beat the hare, and slow and steady wins the race. So
Facts.
we slowly taking over, but it's only through the righteous movement. So
Right.
as we
Exactly.
continue to grow, and as people continue to be a part of the storm, and for marketing purpose and things like that, people can take it however they want to because it means that also. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the storm is coming. Yes, it is really when I perform is a party and we're gonna have fun, but at the same time, I'm a true MC that came up in that era. So I'm very serious about my bars, and nobody's gonna push me around or come at
I
me
know
this
that's
way or
right.
that way. Like, this is real hip hop over here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take the storm any way it can have a bunch of different meanings, but the most important meaning and the thing that I always want to get across more than anything,
Mm-hmm.
with the storm message and the storm movement is that we're all about peace, love, and positivity, and righteously moving the correct way.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Especially, wanting to be around like minded individuals. I think that definitely plays a big role for sure.
For sure,
But
for
speaking
sure,
on
for
your
sure.
music, what is your favorite song that you have created this far and why?
Right. It would have to be, and it's hard. It's so hard to pick one. I'll be
Hmm.
honest with you, because I had such a busy year, JaLisa. I did. I dropped 9 singles, an EP, and a mixtape,
Oh,
just in the
wow.
last 9 months. So I was really,
Wow.
really, 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 really working overtime.
Grinding
But
for real.
um, Yeah, yeah, I really like to work. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, but honestly, when we doing this, it's not work. It's easy.
Right,
It's
right.
like work. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can lock me in the booth for days. I'm good. But my favorite creation is, to this point, has to be a collaboration I did on a song called Resurrect. I wrote it
Nice one
as an
right there.
inspiration for the day that one of my sons was born. I never let them know which one of them it was,
Oh.
because it was all it's special to even have a child.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to write it, and first of all, we all have mothers, and mothers are the queen of the earth. And what I'm saying, I definitely love my mom, and I worship women for the things that y'all do with our children. We couldn't make it happen without y'all. But I could only come from a dad's perspective, so I
Right.
thought it would be interesting to write a perspective of how a dad feels um, having a child, or the resurrection of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
born into the world. So it was really a deep moment, a deep song. Once I heard the track made by Global Creation Music, I was like, wow. I'm like, I need a song that's really going to touch people's soul, because
Mm-hmm.
this track hit me deep. And
Mm-hmm.
when I did celebrity boxing in last June,
Mm-hmm.
and I met a great guy, Paulie Caputi. They call him the Real Rocky. He's from out
Oh
Pensacola.
wow.
We hit it off really good.
Mm-hmm.
He manages his son, who's also a boxer. He boxed that night. We hit it off really cool. And these guys, I said, this is a guy that if I wrote a song, a dad song, I want to put all perspectives in it.
Right.
So it just turned into I asked him if he would feature on a song,
Mm-hmm.
and give me a couple of words of dedication about how he feels being a dad. Because I'm like, I can rap it, but as an artist, I have my artistic vision of how I wanted to put it down. But I
Mm-hmm.
thought that having a real human being who gets up every day and just take care of his kids, him putting his 2 cents in, it gave me an extra inspiration on finishing the song up, and some of the things I wanted to put into the song. And luckily for me, wanting a different voice to switch it up on the
Mm-hmm.
hook. My brother Man Cry happened to be in the studio when I recorded it. Heard me doing the hook, and he took the hook over right there. Like the version that y'all hear is him doing it in one take,
Mm-hmm.
learning the hook that day.
Oh
So
wow.
I
Okay.
just I always feel like sometimes things just come together. The
Mm-hmm.
universe and the spirits work to make our creations come together in a certain way. So I can't definitely never take all the credit, because everything is a group effort. So having the help from my brothers on this, and having this all put together, and having it mixed down great, all of that really helped. And that came out to be one of my favorite songs. We shot the video up here in New Jersey,
Okay.
called in a little park called Cooper River Park, right next to the river. So I had my oldest son in the video. My
Oh.
guy Rocky, he came out with his youngest son in the video.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a great event. It really came together, and the song, the reaction to the song has made it my favorite. Um,
Oh.
it was my personal favorite,
Mm-hmm.
as in the dedication and what it went into it, and the way we put it together.
Right.
But the
Right.
way that all of the dads are like, oh my goodness, you made a dad song. Like this is how we feel. This is how we love our kids. I couldn't express it a better way. That made me say, oh wow,
Oh.
the give back on it
Mm-hmm.
is so fulfilling. And I was just glad that we want to try to make this a Father's Day song, so that the real dads and the dads who are there feel exalted. And I mean, like, dads, granddads,
Mm-hmm.
uncles, anybody who pitches in. I mean, we need to exalt great men in
Mm-hmm.
our communities, period. And that will
Facts.
trickle down.
Facts.
We can't always, because we're speaking sometimes specifically about enhancing and enriching and strengthening our culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us to get lost in, we're all one big human race culture. And if you
Right.
just be aware and just pull in everybody that's like you, we'll all be greater for that. But
Mm-hmm.
this song was definitely my
Mm-hmm.
favorite because of the reaction and all of the dads. all over who just said that they were glad that somebody stood up and told people that we're here, we love our kids, and you know, and honestly, it's for parents, period, because I'm not leaving the moms out. I can just only speak from my perspective,
Right,
and me
right.
and my brothers are speaking for the men, but you and all of my beautiful women out there who are taking care of their kids, and definitely the women with the daughters, y'all resurrect through the birth of your daughters,
Hmm.
y'all live again, and we're all immortal through our beautiful children. So, I just think it's a message that resonates.
And it's such a beautiful, beautiful song and a wonderful video.
uh, I
I love it.
appreciate
I
that. I
love
so
it.
appreciate that.
Now, would
I
it
so
be
appreciate
okay
that.
if we play the video for the people who have not seen it?
Absolutely. People, check out the video. Check out the video.
Yes, now we have this wonderful, wonderful artist with his magnificent, wonderful song. We about to play that for you coming up right now, and we will be right back. Dastorm, Resurrect.
Computer, the real Rocky, what it's like being a father, personally to me, means everything in the world. My kids are my everything. The reason why I wake up every day and work as hard as I do. Being a father means I'm here to protect them, guide them, and teach them how to survive in this crazy world we live in today. Being a father to me can be both rewarding and both be challenging.
I never believed in heaven for certain until I met an angel for myself in person. Looking in your eyes makes me understand life is a gift and I'm just an ordinary man. Walking on this rock in space, we spin about thinking as human beings we got it all figured out. Before I met you, I ain't know what love was. I'm from the hood, been around thugs, but to find something so pure, so rare, you can have my heart, here it is right here. In my arms, you feel so right. I'ma protect you for the rest of my life. Till you start crying, calm before the storm. I lay you in your arms the day that you was born. A little me, it's so official. I wish that your big rose was here to grow with you. Right to all my wrongs, correct my sins. I resurrect through the birth of my sons and live again.
I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect
through the birth of my kids, live again, raise them properly. One day they can become men. Damn. I know my pop's looking down. Hope he proud of the things his baby boy's doing now. I want my baby boys to be proud of their old dad. Give them all the chances in life I never had. Could be raising an extra rock if he don't get popped. Hanging on his own block, so to provide and protect is the mission. Most of the people from my hood wound up dead or in prison, so I changed how I was living. Focus on the vision. Went about my mission with razor sharp precision. When I'm touring the nation at the radio station, smacking up them seeds, they my own motivation. Right to all my wrong, they correct my sins. I resurrect through the birth of my sons, I live again.
I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect through the birth of my daughters to raise men. I resurrect through the birth of my son, live again. I resurrect through the birth of our families. We all win.
Being a father means having lots of good times, lots of memories. Being a father, I do a lot of crazy stuff with my kids. I get them involved with everything I do. To me means, I had to grow up. Once I had my first kid and when I had my other kids, just, made me the man I am today. Without my kids, I wouldn't be who I am today. It made me stronger. It made me, tougher. I love my kids with all my heart. I would, do anything for them. I would die for them, literally. That's no lie.
All right. So, yes, we are back with artist Dastorm. That is such a beautiful song. Beautiful song. And we appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. So, I do have a few
So
more
appreciate
questions
you
for you,
having me.
too.
So appreciate you having me.
Yes, anytime, anytime. Now I do have a few more questions for you I wanted to ask before you go. So,
All right.
what do you want listeners to take away from your music? What trying to message are you trying to convey to them?
Right. I believe a lot of my songs are and a lot of artists may say this, but I think if people start listening to my catalog, they'll see
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of my songs are very literal. They
Mm-hmm.
actually tell you, like, I have a song called "I Think of Rhymes" that's actually about thinking about rhymes, like, like. So my songs don't leave a lot for people to have to pick through or try to decipher or try to. There's not a lot hidden. My message is very, very direct.
Right.
I
Right.
usually on my music don't have a hard time saying exactly what I'm feeling and coming right at people. So I want people to take from my music away. I want people to take away from my music the actual honesty and the truth that
Mm-hmm.
what they saying is the real thing that they're getting. Is the authentic article. This is me. This is me off of music. This is me on music. The storm, like I said, is a movement. But the people who have known me for 30 years, they'll tell you stories of, what I'm saying, me being an MC, me doing shows, me having merchandise back in the 80s
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And so, like, this has been me being a musician and being an artist and, being, and this is not me speaking, this is, me telling you what has been told to me. Probably one of the top MCs in whatever section I'm in has pretty much been what I've been. So I had to figure out and decide how I wanted to package that, how I wanted to deliver that,
Right.
and what I wanted to do um, with who I was. So I said I can just easily be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I get into my music bag because this is entertainment and I am an MC. So sometimes I'm just, doing hip hop, just making dope rhymes, good songs for y'all to party to, dance to. Certain things I don't do. Certain things you won't hear certain phrases in my rhymes.
Right.
Only when I'm referring to what I don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So I have very principled ways that my music is.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very direct form of putting my music together that is extremely deliberate. Nothing that we say, nothing that we put out, no image that we ever share is just conjectured at the last moment to throw out there to see what people are going to say.
Right.
Everything is very, very well planned and thrown out. So what people are hearing for me artistically is a very, very, very crafted message.
A wonderful
So
message.
right, I
Wonderful
appreciate that. I
message.
appreciate that.
You're
I
very
appreciate
welcome.
that. But it's yeah, it's really an honest portrait. It's an
Mm-hmm.
honest portrait of my how I may be feeling at any point in any day.
Right.
So
Right.
I just wanted to be transparent as an artist because at the same time that I'm an artist, I'm a human being and I'm a
Mm-hmm.
person, and we're all like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not even at this point. Um, I can't say that it's just a job. No, it's a passion. It's an
Right.
it's an artistic release.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Mm-hmm.
still the man that I am outside of that. No, not outside of that. I'm still the man I am within that as a part of that. So I don't want to hide that from the people who may be listeners or not. I don't like saying fans as in people that listen to my music that I'm not connected to, because the
Right.
majority of the people who listen to my music I talk to, I've been connected to, I've been
Mm-hmm.
around them. So I don't have a bunch of people right now. I can't speak for the future. And like being in the business that we're in, there may be people that want to connect to me from outside of where we're at. But
Right.
as of right now, the majority of the people that are in my circle that listen to my music,
Mm-hmm.
they're organic people who know me and who just know
Right.
that I'm just musically expressing myself the same way that I talk. So, the message that I want people to get from my music is authenticity. I want them to listen to what they're
Mm-hmm.
hearing and know that it's the real me.
Awesome. Yes, sir. I know that's right. So, what are the biggest aspirations that you have for your future in music or your life in general?
All right. Oh, that's a great question. That's a deep question. Okay. Again, deserves a full complete answer.
Thank you.
First of all,
Thank
with
you.
music, I want to, as I told you, I don't have the same aspirations as I had when I was
Mm-hmm.
18, 19, and I was so hungry to get a deal, and I just wanted everybody to know I was the best rapper alive, and I wanted to battle and beat every rapper. I don't have those type of aspirations. The only thing that I want for my music, as far as in, I'm not worried about critical acclaim. I'm not trying to, you know, can I need to interject this.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations and all the love in the world to Killer Mike winning the Grammy at 48 years old.
Congratulations.
Because
That's
wow,
right.
that's like man, like that shatters all fake glass ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the people who say I can't, I can't, I can't. Yes, you can.
Yes, you
Get out there
can.
and do it. Make music because you love it. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
win a Grammy, go win that Grammy. If you want a record
Facts.
deal, go get that record. Do whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
do. So applauding that brother for that. Um, I am very proud to be a part of the hip hop community that did that. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I don't miss that the same reason that Will Smith and everybody, Jay Z and all of them boycotted the first Grammys was
Right.
because the Grammys rap category weren't televised and
Mm-hmm.
still wasn't televised. Is why we
Mm-hmm.
had to find out online that Killer Mike won his award and got handcuffed and all of that crap. So I don't have those type of aspirations at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I applaud anybody who wants to go that height
Right.
because
Right.
we as independents, we as anything, can get to that height.
Mm-hmm.
Money
Mm-hmm.
making, God rest Nipsey Hussle, he showed you independently that you can make a lot of money, that you can
Right.
do other things for your community. There are people
R.I.P.
who are doing it. You can go all the way back to Master P, there are people that have been
Mm-hmm.
doing it independently. So, um, record sales and things like that. I don't have I don't have the hunger for the type of adulation that I did. I live a very simple, regular life. My
Mm-hmm.
bills are paid. I'm taken care of. I'm
Amen.
retired, so I'm doing this music as a um. I don't like when people say that we're doing artistic passion as a hobby, especially
Mm-hmm.
when we're investing in it and
Mm-hmm.
we're doing things running once we do certain legal things, we're running businesses, so
Right.
let's give ourselves the credit that we deserve for the work that we're putting in. But I'm saying that I'm doing this full time because this is what I want to do, partially
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted my son and artists like him that have a platform to get their stuff out before they were ready or in case they didn't really feel like getting a record deal. But once I started making music and once I started seeing the reaction and once I had my passion come back, I had an epiphany and I said, I'm going to make all the music that I want to make because I want to
Right.
do it. I'm
Right.
going to try to make as many songs as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best quality music. And I want to be the artist. No, I want to start the movement of artists who make music because we want to.
Come on
And
now.
we can we can try to shatter the records and break the internet and do all
Mm-hmm.
of that crap. I believe if you're moving a certain way within your business, because we all got bills and families and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
my stuff is going to be taken care of anyway. I'm
I
not
know
going to
that's
be
right.
in any business or moving any way that I'm not taking care of myself, because
Facts.
as you know, responsible people, we have to be financially holding ourselves down.
Mm-hmm.
But if we only about chasing the dollar and this and that, if we're beholden to that dollar, then we're beholden to do things for that dollar. I'm not
Right.
beholden to a dollar. I'm not beholden to an individual.
Come on
Uh,
now.
you know, so I want to have a clean soul.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a clean conscience, and
Right.
I want to be able to walk in any booth in America. I want to be able to go on any stage in the world and speak my truth and say my message. And I don't want to be able to be limited or stopped or
Mm-hmm.
anything. So I feel like the easiest way, the only way to be able to do that is to remain totally independent, to continue to invest in myself
Yep.
and put in the work and put in the financial liability.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, between me and my business partners, we're just regular men that, like I said, have families and work hard and try to take care of ourselves and our
Right.
families.
Right.
So the part that we're peeling off for ourselves, I'm like, I'm not going to invest in myself and say what I don't want to say.
Right.
I just
Exactly.
I can't make those two things mix.
Mhm.
And that's not balance for me. So I need balance in my life. So for me to have a proper balance and for me to feel that I'm moving in a way that's constructive and that's doing what I'm here to supposed that I'm supposed to be doing, um, I just make the best music that I can possibly make. I just let the music continue to come to me. And if it's not me, if it's not you, it may be one of the people or the 100 people, 1,000 people that we get a chance to touch or
Mhm.
spark, or you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like each one teach one, reach one. It continues to go on. It continues to grow. It's
Right.
like a tree with a bunch of branches, and the leaves fall off and create more trees. So I
Mhm.
don't see a losing proposition, and doing what I love and doing what I want to do, and but I'm very aware um, that there's a way that I have to do it in
Mhm.
order to retain my autonomy, in
Right.
order to be able to make, like, I can't be making crap music. And because the message is only as good as the music,
Mhm.
and I'm realistic about that. Like, I can't be mad about the way things are. I can just learn how to um, go with them and make them work for me or not. And the way that the world is and the way that things are, when you're relevant, you're relevant. So if the music is solid and the message is good and the package is complete and the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and all of that stuff is going on, then you may have the opportunity to make a positive impact. I may be in a situation where I can say something one day that somebody else will hear and say something
Mhm.
to somebody else. So
That's
it's
so
really
true.
about yeah, having the I just knowing that the little bit that we do makes a
Mhm.
difference.
It does.
People think that it don't make a difference, but I listen to music from 50 years ago, and
Mhm.
it makes my whole day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Safi Libre, I listen to one of those songs, one of those old songs, and I'm like, any one of the older songs that you could pick that you love, an old Stevie Wonder song, and old, like,
Mhm.
sometimes it just fills your heart, and you just like, wow, the fact that we have the ability and have been granted the gift and the opportunity to be able to do that, that's pretty much enough for me. Like I know it may be cliche and
Mhm.
people like, I do this for the love and da 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 da, and I understand that, but again, not taking away from anybody. If that's the message that they want to convey, that's
Right.
fine.
Right.
But that's the message that I choose to live.
Right.
So it
Mhm.
makes it easy for me.
Mhm.
I come out the booth, my job is done. Somebody say they love my song, you know what I'm saying? Like, my purpose is fulfilled.
Right.
I don't
Right.
have to do backflips and check numbers and pay people to run up my streams and
Mhm.
everybody look at my 2 million followers. And
Right.
if I have 200 people that I've personally met and seen and did a show and talked to and touched and reached, and they're like, I really love your music and your message and what you're doing.
Come on now.
You can have your 2 million people who never go
Mhm.
and meet you and never even listen to your song.
Mhm.
And I'm not everybody, and I can't speak for anybody. So that's just my personal feeling on it, and that's my take on it, and that's my only aspiration in music and making music is just to reach as many people as I can to start this movement and to be able to, like I said, authentically tell the truth all
Mhm.
the time and do it for my passion, my love. As long as I can do it, it's actually a gift right now for me to be able to still be making music and do it my way.
Do
So
it your way. That's
I'm
right.
just yeah, just filled and blessed and all and loving every minute of it. To be honest with you.
That is so good to hear. Glad you are enjoying yourself or your musical journey. So, the storm.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Are there any upcoming projects you can give us a sneak peek about? Anything you got going on in the works?
Yes. Oh man, I'm always. I try to stay super bit. Like I said, it's never work when you love what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But the flip side to that is that the more you work, and sometimes the better that you are at honing your craft, then you start to get a lot of opportunities, more opportunities
Right.
to do things and to be a part of things, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I love being busy, but we because we had such a busy year and we dropped so many projects, I wanted to pull back because that was the first year campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that y'all see now, the videos, the songs, the appearances, that was just my first 9 months to test and to run out, just to work out the kinks, to try to to get my feet back in the water. Now we want to come back with an LP,
Okay. Okay.
maybe full length, 6, 7 songs,
Mm-hmm.
intro, outro, maybe a little feature here or there. We got 3 songs already in production. I have one song that I'll be going into the studio late February or early March to
Mm-hmm.
start recording. Um, I'm not gonna what I'm gonna do. I'll have the album recorded by probably around definitely before May, because
Okay.
the way I work, the album will be done before May, but I'll drop it as an album. But all the singles will be available as singles. All my songs are definitely, as you know, on my YouTube channel. They're
Mm-hmm.
free download
Mm-hmm.
and free to stream. So even if you don't have a subscription, I want everybody to listen to my music as much as you can. But it is on
Yes.
every platform. So if you subscribe to anything, it's everywhere. So just so that it's available to everybody. Everybody doesn't like to listen to albums all the way through. So we're going to stick with our format. We're going
Okay.
to stay with the singles, but we're going to drop an LP project and we're going to do it traditional, as in the way they would do the old school albums.
Mm-hmm.
Have the beats built from scratch around my specific style. Have every song, every project built around one theme. We'll have, like I said, intro, outros. We'll probably have a couple of special features on there,
Mm-hmm.
dropping. I just got picked up for another feature. I did a feature
Oh
with
wow.
a group in Florida called Hollow Point. It's called Rap Talk. It's on my page.
Shout out to them.
They having me do another feature with them because they have another album coming up.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
uh, uh, so I'm definitely excited about that. March 22nd in Camden, New Jersey. All my people in the tri-state area, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware. If you want to drive up, you are absolutely invited.
Oh, thank you.
I am
Thank you.
judging a March Madness. Is a contest called March Madness. $300 grand prize. All the MCs get to face off against each other. With the package, you get your music played on the radio. You get your promo for the whole week on the radio station. We
Okay.
inside of a
Okay.
boxing ring. We talking about a point system. No, I like this guy, I like that guy, and I like this girl, and I like that outfit. We talking about a straight point
Mm-hmm.
system. Everything fair, balanced and fair. 3 judges. If I'm one of the judges, I can guarantee y'all it's going to be a fair contest. March 22nd is called March Madness. It's going to be on my page. I'm going to promote it for the whole month. Anybody want to come out and be a vendor, y'all definitely welcome. So right now, those are the things I'm totally locked in on. I will probably have a show or two pop up, but we're trying to really, really gear up and get ready for the spring season and this
Yes.
summer. We're trying to start hitting these festivals, and I mean, we're looking to take the storm a little bit out of the area
Okay.
because we've
Okay.
been having a great time in Philly and,
Mm-hmm.
and, and Jersey and like all like we've been tearing it up out here. My family and everybody, there's so many really really talented dope artists out here
Mm-hmm.
that makes me say that. Let me see what New York is doing. Let me see what down south. Matter of fact, anything that y'all doing down there, any artist who
Come on.
follow JaLisa Shaunte, get at me. Let me
Come
know.
on.
If y'all have anything going on, I will come down. I love to come down to Virginia and perform. When the storm is in your area,
Yep.
hip hop is in the building.
I know that's
Google
right.
my live. I got some of my live shows on my YouTube and my Vivo page. Check me out. Anybody that wants to book me, I will come through. We will have a party. It will be great. So I'm
Lit.
looking to expand JaLisa Shaunte. I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be everywhere. I want the store to be in everybody's area. I mean,
Yes.
so in the next year, we thinking, definitely West Coast, down south.
Okay.
Anybody who wants me to be a part of what y'all doing and wants to be a part of the movement, I'm there. So my projects are going to get done. I'm working all the time, but really, I want to be here for the people. I want to get this movement popping. So, everybody that wants to reach out, I will make time for y'all. right now, I'm only booked until March. We have a whole summer, a whole spring to go. So like let's go, man. Let's have some fun and let's make hip hop what it's supposed to be. It's about
Yes.
culture. It's about community. It's about love. It's
Mm-hmm.
about family. It's about us, y'all. So when the storm is in your area, like I said, hip hop is always in the building, and hip hop is what it's supposed to be. So we gonna bring it back. We gonna bring it back, my sister.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I know you definitely will. So talented, so talented. And I just want to
Appreciate you.
say
Appreciate you.
thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on the show today and be
No, it was
my
a
first
pleasure. It was a
guest.
pleasure.
Thank
It,
you
it
so
was a pleasure.
much.
It was a pleasure. Everybody, please support my sister, man. She's out
Oh,
here working
thank
so
you.
hard. She's doing her thing. You know what I mean? Very talented artist in her own right. But
Thank
now,
you.
stepping up to a new platform. So, I
Yes.
have to congratulate you. Definitely give you a round of applause on that.
Thank
Everybody
you.
give us some
Thank you.
love. You
Appreciate
know
it.
what I'm saying? So, I absolutely appreciate you having me on. And everybody check me out on all my platforms.
Yes.
DA Storm One Music on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy to follow. Everything is the same. DA Storm One Music, TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
Everything.
I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place.
Everything. And I also will put some of the links down below in the description of this episode. So make sure y'all tune into the storm coming to your area very soon. VA everywhere and
Absolutely.
in beyond and in between.
Absolutely. Peace.
I'm wishing
Peace.
you nothing but success in all of your future goals and your aspirations. I just want to see you continue to grow. Just keep thriving and just doing great things. So happy for you and
Thank you, my
everything you
sister.
got going on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You have a great night.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right, everybody. Peace out. The
All
storm in
right.
your area.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. I appreciate you.